Water, earth, fire, air. Long ago, a TV show amazed millions. Then, everything changed when I found out my friends hadn't seen it. Only Netflix, master of all forms of streaming, could help them. And when we needed it most, it added all 3 seasons. Not even 100 seconds passed before I convinced my friends to start it. And although their binge watching skills are great, they have a lot to go before they've completed the entire show. But I believe that they are going to love it.
I just want to say that I've seen this show 3 times.
Yes,
see what
Olivia
you
is
did
not
there.
included in that. But guys, this is an emergency podcast. We're putting a brief moratorium on shot of film because Jarron and Nora have not seen Avatar: The Last Airbender.
Which is truly
Okay.
sad.
First
Listen,
of all, you did not ask us to watch the show. You begged and demanded that
Yes,
we
I
have
did.
to watch it. I've never seen you so excited.
How can you have
said-
not seen this show? Like, it was on
I
all the
wanted
time.
to. I didn't know it was on Netflix.
Oh, it just dropped on Netflix.
Okay, well, and also it wasn't real. Legend of Korra was on when I was younger, and I saw a few episodes of that, but I
Wait,
never
I
watched the
forget.
whole thing.
I forget that Nora's like super young.
Yeah, compared to us.
us
Y'all are-
boomers.
Because
Y'all
when
are
I was
literally,
little,
like,
they
in
were
your
still
early
dropping
20s.
episodes.
Yeah. Nora, it's more understandable just because you were too young and then ease of access is a thing.
Yeah.
Jarron,
I'm
Jarron-
the oldest
knew
one
what
here.
For me, just I said it in our group chat, but being a fan of animation but having never seen The Last Airbender is like, not having breathed oxygen.
yeah, it's pretty tough.
Oh, I see how
So
it is.
dramatic.
It's pretty
It's
bad.
It's like saying you're a fan of animation and then saying you've never seen a Pixar film. Like that's how influential
I mean-
and important this show is.
Yes, Jarron, it's that bad.
Listen, I hadn't seen Studio Ghibli till like a few weeks ago. I'm growing.
You are growing. But
And
anyway,
I love Studio Ghibli now.
so
As discussed prior in our group chat, the 3 of us, are collectively making her into a nerd.
Yeah.
we are.
I mean, it was already there. Like, I was already a dork. Y'all just encouraged it a lot. And I do. So thank you.
Hello?
Hello?
Can you hear me?
Yes, we can.
Okay, dropped out for a second.
All right. So
Yeah. I don't even think I have a long way to go because if you didn't stop me with the episodes and like let me watch more than 3, I'd probably get through the whole series in like a day.
you probably would have. I really want to like get your guys' reactions along the way for posterity's sake. I also
I see what's happening here.
it's also a thing about binging a series while it feels good. Like if you were to watch this whole series in a single week, I don't think it would have the impact on you that it would have if you watched it in little chunks over time.
Oh,
Absolutely. That's why I don't binge.
This series too good to not have an effect on you.
Oh, I'm a seasoned binge watcher. I really think it's a skill. I'm very talented at it.
I'm with Nora.
I to not do it. If
I mean,
like
Olivia,
something,
I don't feel bad about you binging it because you've seen it before. You grew up with this.
It has too much of an impact on me, actually.
Yeah, it's a case of like if you watched it all in a week, episodes would blend together, and you wouldn't really like have the time to like let it sink into your soul. It would just be
absolutely.
a one and done type of deal.
oh my
I feel like
goodness.
I feel
Wait,
like for me they should watch a season and then talk about it, and then watch another season and then talk about it.
Well, even then, there are like specific episodes that I really want to like hear their thoughts on, like as soon as they see them.
I think this show for y'all was like what Steven Universe was for me.
Probably.
because I had to.
What do
I
you
grew up
think?
with it, and I had to wait for episodes, and like it inspired everything, and I love that show so much.
I mean, this show has so much influence on modern TV shows, especially shows like Steven Universe. Like,
That's exactly the idea
Yeah.
in my mind when watching it earlier.
Okay. All right, let's get into it because I kind of want to hear what they thought.
right. Okay. So, for anybody listening, we have gotten them to watch the first 3 episodes of book 1. So they've seen The Boy in the Iceberg, The Avatar Returns, and The Southern Air Temple.
Yes. Ooh, that's an episode.
Fun fact: the first 2 episodes of the series were directed by Dave Filoni, who went on
See,
to
I saw the name on the credit, and I was
Yeah.
like, I know who that is. I'm a
Clone
big
Wars
fan.
guy. He pretty much went right onto that after doing this series, and now he's about to become one of the big live-action Star Wars people. I think he's like doing Mandalorian stuff now.
Yeah, he's the showrunner.
Yeah, movies
Him
on
and Jon Favreau.
any indication. But yeah, like the pedigree of this series is indisputable. These people have gone on to do amazing things. So anyway, guys, first episode, go. Reactions.
Really, really
You want to go
solid.
first, Jarron, or you want me to
Hey,
go first?
you know what we didn't do?
I'm sorry, we were too excited. Jarron, please take it.
Who the gosh darn heck are we?
I'm Daniel Hudson.
I'm Nora Jones.
I'm Olivia Weeks.
And I'm Jarron. You know who that is at this point.
Okay. Thank you
Jarron,
for
you
keeping
just-
on track there.
A what?
Can y'all hear me?
Yeah.
Hello?
Yeah, we can hear you.
You can hear you.
Okay.
Loud and clear.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay, so Nora, episode 1, first thoughts.
Okay, I think I'm gonna accidentally like mesh the episodes.
See, that's what happens.
Okay,
when you-
listen. The first episode is about Katara and Sokka finding Aang.
Yeah. Okay. So I went ahead and assumed I was gonna love the show, and I was right. I did. I thought it was great.
I don't do hype trains and bandwagons.
Well, I did, and I also got confused. I misheard, and I thought his name was A, like Pretty Little Liars A at first. It's not. It's Aang. And
Yes.
I was confused because I was like, I thought he had all the elements. Like, I thought that was the whole point. And I thought I was going to have a whole first season for that to happen. but I didn't.
Technically,
So that
he
was.
does.
Well, I know. You saw that in like the second or third episode. I don't remember which one. He gets the water bender. Whatever it is.
It is a big old
That
splash.
one. Yeah.
Okay, so
But, yeah.
yeah, Boy in the Iceberg. Basically, just to because I also rewatched these episodes with for you guys. But what happens is Katara and Sokka are out fishing when they stumble upon a boy trapped in a giant iceberg. They manage to thaw him out and realize he's an airbender. They bring him back to their tribe, a very, very small village in the South Pole. Aang seems like a very fun-loving kid. He's a little bit dodgy about certain questions relating to a thing called the Avatar. But he is really fun. Village kids take a shine to him. He goes penguin sledding with Katara and find an abandoned ship and set off a booby trap that alerts Prince Zuko, who is hunting somebody called the Avatar.
He was really cool. I like him.
I don't.
Oh.
I don't like him. He gets on my nerves.
Oh,
Also,
Zuko?
well,
Okay,
the
honestly,
fire-
Daniel, I know that you keep saying that Jaren's gonna like Zuko, but I honestly believe he's gonna like Toph more.
Okay, yes, he will, but
I think
What's,
Zuko's gonna.
what's
I
This
leave?
means nothing to me right now.
I think Zuko's gonna grow on me, but right now he's annoying. And I also didn't like Sokka at first because he was a sexist pig in the first scene, but then he grew on me.
Okay, when I first watched this show, when I was like little, itty bitty baby Olivia, I was like, I hate Zuko. I hate Sokka. I hated everybody in the water village
Damn.
except Katara and Aang.
Yeah, that's about how I felt. But Sokka's grown on me. The rest of the water village can go get melted. Sorry.
What? Why?
They're weird.
They're holding back Katara. They are holding her back.
They absolutely are.
Except for the grandma when she finally gets her senses, then they're fine. The kids are chill too.
That's
Honestly,
insane. They're mostly all children.
I don't think I started liking Sokka until the second season.
Oh, okay.
Oh no, I like Sokka after like the second or third episode.
Yeah, he
Once
was fine.
Like he
Yeah, he
was
was
okay,
fine.
but I didn't really start like liking him as a character until season 2.
Well, like the first and second episode, he was just like annoying, and then by the third one, he was good.
Sokka does a lot of like redeeming himself and then taking it back.
I
His
feel like
better personality traits do start to come out as we go.
the whole
The main thing they wanted to do was establish his is a bit of a sexist in these episodes.
Mm-hmm.
Katara even calls him out on it.
Yeah, she does.
I was so glad. I was afraid this was going to be like early 2000. They were just going to let that slide, and I was like, Daniel, I can't watch this.
Oh no.
But
Or
she
you're
called
gonna
me out, so I was happy.
I think actually wait, never mind. I was gonna say I think Nora's gonna like the series more than Jarron, but then I started thinking and I was like, no, I think they're both gonna like it.
Right, so
I feel like I can predict some of the outcomes of the show already.
I'm trying not to. I want to be surprised.
Oh, I love doing that. I like
It's
to try
a little okay.
My brother does that.
It's a little easy to like figure stuff out, but there's a bunch of stuff that you're kind of just like, what the heck?
there will be twists and turns, but there are also things that are telegraphed and you won't be surprised about.
Yeah, they kind of like want you to know about certain
Okay.
stuff.
like what's like Aang being the Avatar. Like where they
Yeah,
do that.
it's pretty
Okay.
obvious.
It is obvious. I do like that he's not a bad liar about it, though. Like, he was pretty casual about how, oh, yeah, I knew some people who knew about it.
Yeah.
They didn't do that over the
That's
top.
technically
Oh,
not
I'm
true.
lying.
No, but then it shows the camera on his face going.
Yeah, because they do deliberately want you to know that, but they also wanted to show, yeah, he's not a bad liar.
Well, I was confused because I was like, because I knew. I thought the whole point was that he was supposed to have the 5 powers, so I was confused if he was hiding it or if someone else was the Avatar, and I didn't realize that there was literally only one. Like, I thought like there was a cult of avatars.
Well, okay.
There's just the one.
There's the one, but then there's like the others.
The ones before him.
Yeah, the
was
ones
half
Statues, yeah.
Delves into that a bit more, but
Yeah, did Aang used to be evil? Is that why that statue's blank? And he's like, I feel like I remember him. And then he gets like bad voodoo moments. Like, did he
Oh my
used to be
God.
evil?
Oh wait, she doesn't know yet.
that's not what they were implying with that, Nora.
Yeah, it's not what they're implying.
Okay, well,
It was
They're
probably
implying-
more that, you know,
They're just
the impact of
implying
having
that he
previous
knows
lives
it
is like taking a
somehow.
toll on him.
yeah. But they said like his last life he was a firebender, and I'm like, how can you only be a firebender? You're an avatar. You're all of them.
So the way it works is
It goes.
there are 4 nations.
Yeah.
The water, the earth, the fire, the air. And after one avatar dies, they're reborn into the next tribe. So
Yeah, the cycle, it says.
the last avatar was a firebender, and after that guy died, Aang was born, and he became the new avatar.
It goes air, water, earth, fire. And then it repeats. Like you're not born with all of them automatically. You're only born with one, but you have the ability to master all of them.
Yeah.
I don't understand why they want to kill him.
Oh, you'll find out. I'm not going to tell you that.
Okay.
Well, they even say in the third episode, but we'll get to that in a half step or so. Because we also have the second episode, The Avatar Returns.
You figure, they don't really directly tell you, but you figure it out as the series goes on.
Oh. Yeah, the firebenders need to chill. Ha ha. Get it? Fire. That was the joke.
So, episode 2, unless anybody has more thoughts on episode 1.
Nothing other than it was one of the most solid pilot episodes I've seen.
Yeah,
You get Katara and Sokka's dynamic within the third line.
Yeah, totally. Every character is on point.
Like they nail down Katara and Sokka's personalities after a minute.
Yeah.
It's so good. You're always checking out your muscles whenever you see yourself in the reflection, and he's
doing that.
Yeah.
Tells you everything you need to know about their dynamic.
This isn't a bad thing, but for some reason, sometimes the animation reminds me of Go Diego Go. I don't know why.
What?
What?
I don't know.
What are you going on about?
Nora.
It just does. It just does.
You know what, Nora? This is why I love having a podcast with you. You say things nobody else says.
You say things like that no one says.
The animation gets better. I will say that.
No, the animation isn't bad. It's just sometimes it reminds me of Go Diego Go. I didn't really watch Go Diego Go though, so
Then why does it remind you of that?
She's backtracking.
Because the only thing I remember from Go Diego Go is the title sequence, because I think that's the only thing I watched, and it reminds me of that.
Okay.
I'm trying to cast my memory now to.
Go Diego Go.
What would make you think that?
Go Diego Go came out when I was a kid, but when I was too old for it. I watched episodes
because we're the same age.
I never watched Go Diego Go.
I watched a few episodes when I was little, but I can't even remember what she's talking about.
Because we are a little older than you, Olivia. A year. No, we're 2 years older than you. Me and Daniel. So.
I didn't watch it. I just at all really ever. I don't know.
Oh God! Next episode, please.
Okay. Next episode, The Avatar Returns.
I'm gonna send a.
Okay. So in The Avatar Returns.
Tell me.
In The Avatar Returns, a Fire Nation ship lands on the shores, basically the mainland of the Southern Water Tribe. Sokka tries real hard to do anything about it and fails miserably.
And gets walloped, yeah.
Aang shows up. Turns out he's the avatar that Zuko is looking for. After a brief scuffle, Aang realizes that their fight would only put the Water Tribe in danger, so he gives himself up. But it's a ruse. He easily breaks out once he's on the ship. Gets into a bit of a scuffle with Zuko, but some mattress foo saves him.
Mm-hmm.
And he's about to fly away when Zuko jumps on, grabs him. Luckily, Katara and Sokka are coming, but Aang falls in the water. Goes into what's known as the Avatar state. It does a big splashy splash to make all the firebenders chill out. Katara manages to free some of them so they can escape, and even though they try to launch a big fireball to knock them out of the sky, Aang manages to deflect it and causes an avalanche that buries their ship. And as they're flying away, Nora. I'm sorry, Nora just sent an image of Go Diego Go into the chat.
I'm sorry, Diego looks just like Sokka, and there's this other girl that looks just like Katara.
Okay, moving on.
Moving on.
Um, Aang admits that he is the Avatar, but it's not a position he ever wanted, and that he really doesn't know much about his destiny. But they decide to take him to the North Pole so he and Katara can master waterbending. But Aang also implies that he wants to do a few things along the way, setting us up for some episodic adventures to come. And that's the end of the episode.
Yay!
Indeed.
I'm sorry. I kind of laughed a bit when they said they were going to the North Pole because all I could think about was Santa making a cameo.
Christmas.
It
No.
was so funny.
I'm sorry to disappoint you, Nora. There's no Santa in Avatar: The Last Airbender.
Oh, but what if there was and he was like a water bender? Oh my gosh, he became a Christmas bender and it was like a new element.
Oh,
Look what
no.
you've done,
Pine
Daniel.
trees and gift wrap.
And all the elves were like Christmas vendors too, and it'd just be funny.
That'd be lit. Anyway, episode 2. Well, we got a lot of fun stuff in the first episode, like penguin sledding. By the way, 4 flippered penguins are adorable. Episode 2 was really the one where we got to see that the series is going to have a lot of action in it.
I love the action.
Oh yeah, and they
Usually, I don't like to watch action scenes, but every single action scene in this whole series is so good.
and there's a lot of personality, a lot of character, and a lot of just creativity with the powers that I think really helps the series.
Oh my
That's
god.
good.
Every time I watch an action scene, I'm just like, I want to meet the people who thought of this.
I know, and like they really do show a lot of good stuff in this one, like Aang running around and weaving back and forth between people's legs with his airbending powers and stuff.
Mhm.
And guys, thoughts on this episode?
Once again, solid. So your initial thing earlier, these 3 episodes are kind of blurring a little bit
Yeah.
because I watched them back to back to back.
Mm-hmm.
That's why I'm trying to give you guys the sections again so you can collect your thoughts. And
It
especially
was
with the
good. I
first
really
two.
liked how Aang was in captivity and escaped while still enjoying himself and having fun.
Aang became James Bond in this episode. He went from cinnamon roll to a fighting expert. So that was nice.
What's your name? Aang. Avatar Aang. Yeah. It's pretty awesome stuff. Nora, I really want to know, because he gets a bit of a spotlight in this episode. How do you feel about Appa?
Is that the grandpa, the uncle? The uncle?
The
No,
flying.
the bison.
That's Iroh.
Oh, Abba. Abba is my queen.
Appa.
Appa? I don't know.
I knew you
Appa?
would like Appa.
No, Daniel.
Appa's
You
the
know who
blonde-
she's gonna like? Momo.
We
Well,
do see
yeah.
Momo later.
Wait, is Appa's the flying teddy bear, right?
Yes, the flying
Bison.
bison.
I love Appa. Appa can come move in with me. We'd have a great time together. Honestly, best character in the series. That's my queen.
Until Momo.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I do also appreciate what's his face, Zuko, Burnt Eye Man. I don't know what his name is.
Yeah, that's
It-
Zuko.
I
Burnt
learned
Eye
his,
Man. That sounds like a Hideo Kojima character.
I learned his
No one
name-
else would get that reference.
I learned his name was Zuko when y'all said it 5 minutes ago. But his uncle is kind of annoying, but I also kind of vibe
What?
with him.
I liked him.
love Uncle
Iroh was
Iroh.
amazing.
I would
No, I
die
like
for
him.
Uncle
Listen.
Iroh.
Listen, I
Tell
like
them
him.
the
He's
tea
chill.
was delicious. That guy is awesome. I love him.
No, he's chill. I wish he. No, he's good. He's probably the second best character.
Okay.
One thing to be said, and this might be me reading in too much. He has big "I'm going to die later" energy,
Oh.
think
Well,
so.
he is old.
Why do you think that?
I don't know. It's just his character seems like he's going to say something really profound to Zuko and will die. I don't know. Like I said, I know next to nothing about this.
Well, if you want to lock in that prediction.
Yeah, we can have a little prediction thing.
I think y'all are way too excited about this show, and if somebody accurately predicted something, y'all would lose your mind. So I'm gonna go ahead and say that doesn't happen.
But how do you know we're not just being neutral about it all?
Because now you're gonna be neutral about it, but the first time it happened, someone would have gone crazy.
Honestly, if you do predict one big twist, then maybe. But maybe Jarron already did, and maybe we didn't.
Aang is a firebender, and he tries to kill everyone. That's
Aang's all of the benders, Nora.
Child.
Yeah.
I'm ready for Aang
You
to
see
kill.
Avatar.
Congratulations, you predicted correctly.
You did it.
Wait, my real my real prediction is Aang goes dark and they call him Angsty. Get it?
Oh.
And
No. So Daniel, are we just gonna tell them like one big twist if they get it right?
No, I don't want to know.
We should not tell them whether they're right or wrong, is my
Yeah, I really don't
Okay.
want to know until I get there.
can I try to predict the whole series?
Go ahead, Nora. Based on these 3 episodes, go ahead.
Okay. I think Katara is going to become some kind of water queen feminist god. I don't know. I just feel it. Sokka either has powers. I just formed that theory 2 seconds ago. Or my original theory is going to like become a super warrior. Like he's going to like go get trained and learn all these ninja skills and be cool and probably raise like an army. And then there'll be some big war. Also, Zuko, he's going to turn nice. He's a teddy bear underneath. He's going to join them, and he's going to be on their team. And then we'll learn some dramatic story about his dad and how his dad disowned him. And then he'll have to fight his village. And you know what? Let's throw Jarron's theory in there, too. Uncle Grandpa Man is going to die.
Don't say it. Don't call him Uncle Grandpa. Good morning.
Uncle Iroh.
Uncle Iroh, don't disrespect him like that.
And then,
You made me think about Uncle Grandpa for the first time in
No.
years.
No.
Anyway,
That show goes in the
and
garbage.
then Aang is like chill, but he's got that eye glowing anger issue. So like he's gonna become angsty for a bit, and he's gonna do some dark stuff. But Katara gonna calm him down. Also, I think Aang and Katara they're gonna become a thing at the end or eventually, or honestly, like
Oh, totally.
yeah, and
They
then,
were ambiguous about that part. I don't mind telling you guys about that because you clearly know.
yeah. And then I predict a happy ending and like all the bends, the powers, the 4 elements.
The bends.
They come together and
bends.
there's gonna be like some super villain or something, and Aang's gonna like slay and not be angsty anymore. And
I'm going to assume the main villain is the Fire Lord,
yeah,
Zuko's
and
father.
you know what? Appa or Abba, the one I love, I can't remember his name.
Appa.
He's gonna die too. And then Momo comes in and is Appa's replacement.
Hey, y'all want to hear something cool?
Oh wait,
What?
how much a percent of that did I get right?
We
Don't
can't tell you.
Dang it.
Spoiler.
Can you
I
just
do
say,
like all the predictions though.
you don't have to say which ones, just like 50%.
We can't tell because then you'll be like, oh, then most of what I said was true.
I mean, I've already told you because you already know because it's so obvious from the get-go that Aang and Katara are a thing.
Yeah, it's pretty obvious the whole way throughout.
But oh wait, my final prediction is when Aang saves the day at the end, Sokka rises to the sky and reveals himself as Diego, and then there's Diego's song.
Oh my!
right.
What are we gonna do with you?
Hey,
That was
wait,
my
Nora,
last Diego
I'm
joke.
gonna be
That was my
honest.
last Diego
The
joke.
fact
hear
that you
something
guessed
cool?
correctly that Sokka is secretly Diego from the hit Nickelodeon children's show Go Diego Go is so mind-blowing. I don't mind telling you that you're right.
Thank you. I knew it. Oh my god.
Okay, listen.
Wait,
Listen.
Katara.
Listen. Listen.
Katara
Okay.
Dora.
Appa. Appa in Korean means father.
He's
Aw.
Aang's daddy.
He's secretly Aang's father.
He's Aang's daddy.
Wait, I should have said that.
I have never heard that detail before, and I love it.
Daddy
yeah,
Appa.
but Appa in Korean means like father or dad.
It's kind of like how Vader in German means father,
Indeed.
Yeah.
except they're very different characters.
Darth Vader and Appa.
Just imagine all
Character analysis.
Yeah, anyone watching Star Wars in Germany must have kind of guessed that one.
Well, no, you see, in Germany, they changed his name to Darth Father, so it was okay.
So it's still kind of a
They didn't know.
spoiler.
I hope that nobody discovered the German DVDs or the German VHSs in America.
What about the German Americans in America?
They probably
Well,
they
just
probably
knew,
got
and
it
they
too.
were very good about not spoiling it.
They probably knew. They're just being nice.
They're just being nice. Okay. Southern Air Temple.
What's that?
That's
The
the
third
third episode.
Wait, that's where
I'll do a recap for it real quick. But did you guys have any last thoughts on Avatar Returns?
No.
10. Good episode.
Yeah, they were all good. They're all just a blur of one good of one goodness.
Yeah. Again, that's why I'm glad we're doing this in little chunks.
How are they blurring for you guys? You only watched 3 episodes.
Listen, the
That's the
I took a
thing.
long nap after watching the third one.
Listen, the animators did good flowing together. They
did do a good job of flowing the episode.
So
And
it's
fair
like
is fair. The first 2 episodes are basically a 2-parter.
Yeah.
So that those blurring together, I can really understand. But
The third one's pretty different, though.
it is. And about the 3rd episode, the Southern Air Temple. In this episode, the Aang gang, goes to Aang's old home.
Don't call it the Aang gang.
It is late.
Totally calling it the Aang gang.
I'm
The
down
gang-
with it.
The gang goes to the Southern Air Temple, which is Aang's old home.
Right.
Even though Aang, at this point, has realized it has been 100 years, he's still at the point where he's kind of in denial about it. He hasn't fully processed what that means, and he is 12.
Yeah. Hey, one thing this show does really well is Aang is like suitably childish, but not in an annoying way.
I know. It is very
His
like
character's really balanced.
That's because he's an old man.
Yeah, but he hasn't been alive. He's been in a
Yes,
sleep.
he has. He didn't die.
No,
He's
he
got
was
the same
asleep
body.
for 100 years in the ice.
He's like Benjamin Buttons.
No, we're not talking about Benjamin Button. I watched that movie a few days ago. I was
haven't
so
watched it.
uncomfortable the whole time.
okay.
Aang,
Anyway,
not Benjamin
episode-
Button.
the episode recap continues. They arrive at the Southern Air Temple. Aang is surprised to see that it's mostly deserted, but he keeps his spirits up. He tells himself that everybody's in hiding, or they just can't find him, or whatever. And Sokka helps distract him by playing airball, which goes
was
very
fun.
well for Aang, who is an airbender, and not at all well for Sokka, who is not an airbender. They find some remnants of the Fire Nation's arrival, but Katara covers it up because she is worried about Aang's mental health regarding this whole thing.
Yeah.
We
Because he
walk
thinks
around
they're
a bit.
just like behind the big air temple wall.
Yeah. And they walk around for a little bit. We learn about Monk Gyatso, who was Aang's teacher and basically his father figure.
He was great. I liked him.
They had a grand old time pelting old men with cakes.
Now
Fruitcake.
he had "I'm going to die" vibes.
Well, because he was in the past.
He was an old man, and it was 100 years ago.
Even if he was a young man 100 years ago, he probably would have died.
Yes. Yes.
Oh, I will say a detail that y'all will learn later on. People live longer in this world
Okay.
than they do.
Oh yeah, because Zuko says that the Avatar would probably be about her age and points to the grandmother.
Yeah, they live a lot longer than they do, like, if they were, like, humans like us.
See, I thought it was that comment there was more like
It's
mocking her for
because
being old.
it's because they don't have fast food restaurants.
Probably.
Yes.
But that's a detail y'all should know. If y'all see, like, an old person, they're probably, like, super old.
So it's like the Old Testament then. Methuselah running around.
I mean, you're not going to have, like, Adam and Eve living to 900 years old, but you're going to have...
Yeah, it's
You're gonna
past
have-
our normal.
Any-
There's really no in between in the Old Testament. Either you die like when you're like 20, or you live till you're 900, and that's it.
One person or live long enough to see yourself become a boomer. Anyway.
Okay, go on. I just want to tell them that detail.
So thank you for letting them know. So we go deeper inside the air temple to a door that Aang was told he'd be able to open one day when he was old enough. They go inside and they find all the statues of past avatars. But because there's nobody really around to guide Aang, he doesn't quite understand how this will help him in the future.
He doesn't know how to help them.
And before they can really do anything about it, Aang and Sokka get distracted by a flying lemur who wanders in.
And Sokka wants to eat him.
Sokka wants to eat him. And Aang wants him to be a pet. They follow the lemur for a bit, and Aang stumbles upon the dead remains of Monk Gyatso and several firebenders, which forces him to realize that a genocide happened.
And he goes into like Dark Phoenix mode.
This is the episode where Aang gets angsty.
He's not.
He seems like such a sweet little boy throughout.
Yeah. Aang gets really emotional. He goes into the Avatar state and almost blows everybody off the mountain. Luckily, Katara and Sokka are able to reach him and calm him down, and they promise that they are his new family. Mm-hmm. Meanwhile, in a Fire Nation port, Zuko and Iroh arrive, and they meet up with Commander Zhao, who is just the biggest to Zuko.
He was such a...
Yeah. Zhao manages to figure out that the Avatar is still alive, and he plans to keep Zuko around long enough so he can slink off and get a head start on capturing the Avatar. Because as he says in this episode, the Avatar is the only person who could prevent the Fire Nation from winning the war. But Zuko...
What war?
Remember, there has been a war going on between the tribes?
I know, but they've yet to explain. And
my god.
We'll get to it, Nora. But Zuko challenges Commander Zhao to something called an Agni Kai. This is basically just a duel between firebenders.
And that was cool. I like that a lot.
It was cool.
It was very good. Zuko manages to win, and this is a detail that the episode alludes to but doesn't quite tell you. I'll just go ahead and say it. To end an Agni Kai, you're supposed to burn your opponent. Zuko decides to show Zhao mercy.
That's what I picked up on.
Well, yeah. That they did good in implying that. I mean,
they are very good at world building, but Zhao doesn't take defeat well. Tries to burn Zuko. Iris steps in like a motherfucking boss.
You are not honorable. I love Iroh.
Yeah, he's like, even in exile, my grandson has more honor, or my nephew has more honor than you do.
Did you just reveal a spoiler?
No,
What? He quoted him.
No, Daniel said
grandson
on accident. I was like, wait.
Oh no, it's his nephew.
I wrote his uncle.
It's probably because I kept calling him grandpa.
Weird slip.
It's because I kept.
He does feel like a grandpa, but
it's my fault.
Because he's so old. I like him a lot. He's my favorite character so far.
All the firebenders are so annoying except for him.
Like firebenders are awesome.
Okay, well No, they're annoying as heck. Like, and I think it's because I don't know why the war started yet, but I need someone to explain. Or, like, I'm not even trying
You
to make a
gotta
point.
keep watching unless you
I
just
will.
look it up and they explain it.
I don't like spoilers. I mean, I'll keep watching, but like, I'm not even saying this is a pun, but really, the firebenders need to chill the frick out. They need to calm down and they drink some herbal tea or something. I don't know. They need.
That's what Iroh does.
But some ginseng tea. That's it.
I just wanna say right now, I hate General Zhao. I never can pronounce his name either, but I hate him with a passion. With a passion.
Is he the bad boy villain? Is he the big boy villain?
He's the worst
Zhao's-
character in the whole series.
Is he the big boy villain?
Is he like a recurring villain? Yeah.
You will see him again.
He's not, but
I'm waiting to.
I don't think he's the big boy villain. The big boy villain is probably the Fire Lord.
Who's that?
Zuko's father.
Dad? Yeah.
the king of the Fire Nation.
I don't like Zuko, but I'm telling you, he's gonna become their friend. He's gonna fight on Aang's side, or it's gonna be some weird friendly thing.
All right.
Huh?
That was that full episode recap. And guys, big thoughts on this one. Go.
My favorite of the three.
Yeah, this is where things started getting really interesting. Like, it was interesting before, but it was when things started going down.
I cried.
Okay. I didn't do
It's
that.
awful.
It
They wiped out like all the airbenders, and they would have killed him too if he hadn't have gone and put himself in an iceberg.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's some serious stuff. Not many kids shows go for the whole genocide is a thing that happened route.
Yeah, I could see how future shows were inspired by this, because this is like how all popular animated shows kind of are now, unless they're like.
Yeah, they all do have genocide in them.
No,
Teen Titans Go. Yeah.
What?
Can't dispute the genocide.
No, I just feel like there's two types, kind of like on these common like cartoon shows that kids watch. Either they're like low key kind of serious, like your Steven Universe, Infinity Train, or just like I don't know, they have something leading up to it, like Gravity Falls, like not like it could be kiddish like that, like not kiddish, like joking, but it leads to something. Or you have shows that are purely comedy, like Amazing World of Gumball, I'm blanking, Uncle Grandpa, which are equally okay.
Uncle Grandpa's been referenced twice
that
on the
show
single
belongs
episode.
in the
That's
trash.
two more
Okay,
times
I'm sorry,
that needs to be referenced.
Well, I loved Amazing World of Gumball, but it's like on a
Yeah,
different
Gumball's fine.
Like, it's like a different level. Like, there's Teen Titans and there's Teen Titans Go. Two different types of things.
Okay, I'm gonna say it. You know what? I'm gonna say it. No show has done it like Avatar: The Last Airbender did it.
I think that's fair to say.
Having watched the first 3 episodes, I'm starting to kind of understand why people are so crazy about it.
You know what? And it gets even better.
That's exciting.
I don't even know like how it got better, but it gets better.
My brother has seen it, and he can be like nitpicky, hypercritical about things. When I told him today I had seen the first 3 episodes, he had expressed his large amounts of praise for the series, and I told him that's all I need to know because he's so hyper.
I will say, rewatching it, there are tiny, itty bitty plot holes.
I can ignore plot holes and be fine with it.
But you can barely even tell. Like, if you're watching it and you're kind of just like, oh, wait, didn't that happen? Why aren't they mentioning that? Then, like, that pops up, but...
Plot holes make me angry, so...
they're not big at all. You probably would just be like, whatever.
I mean, you can refer to the E.T. episode if you'd like to hear my issues with plot holes.
They're not big plot holes.
I think I really know what you're talking about, Olivia, and I don't even know if I would necessarily qualify those as plot holes because they are so minor. But
They are. They're so, but they're still plot holes.
Okay, Olivia, so are you saying that no animated TV series does it like Avatar: The Last Airbender? Or are you?
Yes.
See,
I,
this is.
You can't comment until you watch the whole thing.
That's
I
true.
know. I
think what
like
Olivia's
it so
saying
far.
is that no show has quite done the serious storytelling that this show did.
Yeah, they did a really good job.
And you guys will see in the future.
I haven't watched an animated show that did it as well as Avatar did it.
Certainly not anything from the West that I can remember.
Yeah.
And a
You know,
thought of mine through this
there were
was this
more,
feels very.
Oh, this was heavily influenced by anime. The original Full Metal Alchemist was a big influence on this.
Yeah, there's more Eastern influence on this show than there is Western because a lot of, Eastern
Another thing this
Asian
show
people
was
worked on this show.
another thing the show was a big signifier of, alongside the original Teen Titans, is a lot more anime influence, like starts coming over to Western cartoons.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, totally.
And
This
part of that
feels
is-
very Ghibli at times.
Yeah, and part of that is like the animation, like the character designs are much more in line with like anime characters than they would be like the more stylized cartoons.
Oh, and the voice casting, mwah, love it. They did so good.
Yeah, not a bad choice among any of them.
I'm not a huge fan of Zuko's voice, but I don't. It's not even the voice actor. Like I don't know how to describe it. I think
That's like his real voice. That's the guy that played in Hook, right?
I don't know.
I think so.
It just
Wait, what?
I think
Yeah.
Is that Rufio? Dante Vasco?
Yes. Yes.
Holy crap.
Zuko
Dude, I love
from
Hook so
Hook.
much.
wow.
That is like
I think it's
such a
mainly
great
just 'cause
movie.
I don't like Zuko right now, but maybe once I keep watching, I'll like it.
And Nora, I think just the lines Zuko's saying and the delivery, which just is his character, at the moment is why he's delivering them that way, is probably what you don't like. I'm sure
It's nothing wrong with the acting. Like the acting's great. It's just I wasn't sure like the voice seemed to fit the character at first, but I think I'm starting to get why it's that voice because I think he's more vulnerable than he lets on. It sounded like a very vulnerable voice kind of when I first heard it, and I was like, I thought is more.
The line that really stuck out to me this time around is when after the Agni Kai is over and his uncle defended him, he's like, "Hey, did you read that?" You know, just that.
Oh yes, I know what you're talking about.
That honest little, like he is like Zuko is very love deprived, and
That's exactly what I was about to say. It seems like
trying to get any morsel of approval he can. And Iroh's perfect comeback of course, the tea was delicious. Need to understand their relationship.
Yeah.
Okay, I just think they did a good job because they got actual kids to voice Aang, Katara, and Sokka.
Sure.
They were very close to their age.
Yeah, I could tell.
Child voice actors giving great performances.
Mm-hmm.
Great voice performances, which are even, I would say, it's even harder than just regular acting.
Oh, it totally is.
Mm-hmm. That's what I was saying. I don't think it's really fair for me to judge because I don't really know his full character yet, and I think the voice choice sure makes more sense as I kept watching.
Y'all want to hear a secret?
Sure.
Okay, when I was little and I would watch this show, I'd be like, I'm going to marry Aang.
Oh.
Every time it would come on, I would be like, that's my husband.
Aww.
That's adorable.
It's so embarrassing. Looking back on it, I'm like, I did have a point.
But yeah,
I mean, it's a little weird now because you're talking about a 12-year-old and you're...
No, in my past mind, when I was like, what,
You were a kid.
7, I was like, he was 12.
That's adorable. But yeah, I do really like the show so far.
Yeah, it's solid.
The shows that I have ranked out of my best animated series that do well handling dramatic topics or just even more serious and can get dramatic moments is Over the Garden Wall and Steven Universe.
Yeah.
So I'll let y'all know if this, in my opinion, holds a flame to it. But it already does. Like it's already good.
You'll soon add this to your top 3.
Yeah, I will, cause like I could tell, like I already like it. Like I really don't have any complaints on. Like I've said some things, but really, like I like it a lot. And
I'm genuinely curious. I don't want to say I like it just yet, having only seen 3 episodes. Even though there were 3 episodes I liked, I don't want to get too ahead of myself.
No. As soon as we get off this, I'm gonna go watch the next 3. So.
Yay!
Yeah. Our next episodes will be 4, 5, and 6.
Okay.
You definitely start 7 because 7 is a 2-parter with 8, and then we'd have 5 episodes, and that's too much.
Yeah, fair.
But just to like wrap up discussion of the one episode, because we kind of hardly talked about Southern Air Temple.
Southern Air Temple was hard to watch, and I'm just glad that they touched on that issue instead of, just making Aang oblivious to everything.
Yeah.
And they also brought out, they showed him in the Avatar state, which is an important detail in the whole series to show what triggered it and everything.
The Avatar state that activated all the other shrines, and now the world knows. Uh-oh.
Yeah, exactly. That's very important.
See, I still think he was a villain Avatar in one of his past lives. I'm convinced. I am.
It's possible.
Avatar Kyoshi did some fucked up shit now.
Oh, not Avatar Kyoshi.
Is that a character?
Wait.
I love Avatar Kyoshi.
Wait, but even if they kill him, won't he just come back as a new Avatar?
Just keep watching.
So what's the point in them killing him?
I don't even want to say anything.
There's no point. That's just stupid.
Okay, Jarron, your thoughts.
It was my favorite of the 3 episodes. It had the most dramatic weight and some of the best action. Really, really interested in Zuko and his arc.
Yeah. Man, the fisticuffs and the Agni Kai, just great.
That was fantastic.
The creative stuff on the ship in Avatar Returns is really good, but just this is the first time seeing a firebender fight a firebender in the series, and you totally get how it all works. Zuko breaks Zhao's formation, and suddenly he's off balance and can't firebend as well. You get how powers work just through visuals.
It feels as if there was a lot of martial arts inspiration going into it.
All the bending styles are heavily influenced by specific martial arts.
Oh,
that's great.
Cool.
I love martial arts.
That's cool.
I remember when they would do episode bumpers of this on Nickelodeon, and they'd have the creators talk about how when we thought of waterbending, we decided to have just a lot of circular motions to represent just waves in general and stuff like that. And
that's beautiful. I love that.
And we're going to see a lot of that stuff just pop up throughout.
My favorite part of the series is just watching them bend and stuff.
So good.
That sounded.
No, y'all know what I mean.
I just imagine Aang doing a back bend and Olivia being like, "Yeah."
Olivia sees Aang bend over. Yeah.
No.
Oh
yes,
dear.
This is what I watch for.
Her husband.
Her 7-year-old self starts crying out of happiness.
Yo, I loved him when I was little. I would get home from school and an episode would be on. I'd be like, yes!
Oh, man.
Meanwhile, young me had an obsessive crush on Benedict Cumberbatch. So, different tastes, different people.
Oh dear. Oh dear, no.
No.
You would have been, I guess, what, like 11 during the whole
Yeah.
Sherlock craze?
I was in love.
Oh.
Obsessed. Also with I don't know if y'all know Robbie K. He was also my
Oh,
favorite
he was Peter Pan from Once Upon a Time.
Peter Pan on Once Upon a
Oh,
Time, and I
no.
loved him.
Oh, you know who I thought she was talking about? I thought she was talking about the guy from Lazy Town.
Rotten
What
Rob.
is lazy?
Robbie.
See,
is
no, Olivia,
lazy?
I was literally about to say that.
Between the two of you, I'd say Olivia had the most normal crush, and it was on a cartoon 12-year-old.
Meanwhile, Nora's over here crushing on Benedict Cumberbatch. She's like, I am a high-functioning sociopath. And I'm like, yes!
Oh
Oh
dear,
my
no,
God.
I'm cringing so bad.
Sherlock bend down. Yeah.
Daniel, shut up. I dressed as Sherlock for Halloween that year.
No, I don't want to hear about it. I don't want to hear about your Sherlock phase. I had too many friends that liked him.
I made my own Sherlock Holmes costume in the 4th grade.
Oh my God.
Okay. I think we've gotten through these 3 episodes. I think you guys have gotten a taste for it. I'm sure you're ready for more.
I am ready for more. I'm excited.
I'm glad y'all like it so far.
I
If you
forgot
guys
what we were
The next
talking
3
about.
episodes tomorrow, I will, and we can just do this again tomorrow night.
Oh my
Yeah,
gosh,
why not, you know?
Let's do it.
They're pretty fast episodes.
Yeah. I will say, one thing that's a little weird about watching this on Netflix is like the ad breaks.
The aspect ratio?
Yes,
And
I don't even want to talk about that.
it's weird because
sign and they left in the ad breaks.
Oh yeah, that was weird. I
it's
thought I
weird
skipped
because-
something on accident.
yeah, it's weird because they would use the commercials to like reset the tone. Like we go to commercial at a really dramatic moment, and then it come back and it would shift to be a little more comedic.
Yeah.
It doesn't translate as well when there's no commercials.
It's because Netflix was cheap and they didn't buy the remastered version.
Mm.
They
Oh,
just
that was one thing I did wonder.
Nickelodeon.
The aspect ratio was weird.
They just bought it from Nickelodeon and Nickelodeon was like, yeah, whatever.
It wasn't like
We are watching the original broadcast, so hey, that's the thing.
fair.
Yeah.
Is it out on Blu-ray?
It is.
Yeah, you can buy the whole remastered versions.
Okay, so I will if I like it enough, I'll buy the Blu-ray, watch it in full screen.
I legit do that.
Depressing. When I clicked on the first episode a few days ago, I was like, they couldn't have made it fit my screen.
Yeah. Bit of a bummer we don't have the Blu-ray versions to watch just yet, but I might splurge. Jarron might splurge. We shall see.
Yeah, I'm satisfied. I'm accustomed to the ad break craziness.
Yeah, I got used to it.
I'm fine.
Yeah, we can learn to live with it pretty easily, especially now that we're like ready for it. We know this is a thing that'll happen.
Yeah.
It's a pretty minor problem on the grand scheme of things.
All right. Before we go, there's one last detail in The Avatar Returns I forgot to mention, but I love so much upon rewatching.
The Avatar Returns.
Yeah,
Is that what we're watching right now?
The second episode.
Oh.
When like Sokka's trying to attack Zuko, and Zuko breaks his spear and then like bops him in the head 3 times and he falls over. That's duplicated later when Zuko's like trying to crawl.
Oh, I noticed that.
And Sokka hits him 3 times.
Yeah, that was
I laughed so hard at that moment.
I didn't catch that when I was a little boy, but I caught that now. I love it so much. Anyway.
I just liked how their heads boinged when they poked him with the stick. It was like rubber.
There's some good comedic sound effects to go with it.
There are.
All right, so
Secret
guys,
tunnel. Secret tunnel.
I'm sorry, what?
Through the mountain. Secret, 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 secret tunnel.
Yeah, they don't know about this stuff yet, okay?
It doesn't
Yeah.
matter. It's been stuck in my head all day.
Wow, way to spoil the secret tunnel.
It's a vine. Somebody put a vine on it.
Okay. I think we have said everything we can say about the first 3 episodes for now. I'm glad you guys are hooked. You watch the next 3, I will. We can do this again tomorrow. I'm
Yay!
excited to be rewatching the show, and I'm really happy we can share in your first time experience with it.
I know. I'm so happy.
Indeed.
Daniel was so excited to do this, and I thought it was so funny.
I really was.
I was excited to do this too because I love this show.
Yeah.
We will also eventually do the shot of film episode for Pompoko. I promise we will get to it. This just had to be an emergency.
Yeah. And life just happened all at once the last several weeks for me.
Yes.
And
Mini
Yeah.
hiatus.
I'm not going to go into it, but
Yeah, we had to have a break for our 5 subscribers. Sorry guys, we had to have a break.
It's 14 now.
14. My bad. My bad.
14.
Do you like to sing us out?
We can all sing the end credits song.
What's
Oh
that?
God, I forgot it.
It's really just a bunch of people like chanting.
Oh.
I don't.
That's all they do.